We were house pet sitting from September 3rd until October 16th, 2025. Carol, our host, texted us from Belgium that her flight on October 14th got cancelled. Thailand is ahead in time. So if she would have taken the flight from Belgium on the 14th, she would have been at home in her house in Khanom, Thailand on the 16th in the morning. That would have been perfect because we needed to leave on the 16th. We already reserved all our train tickets and hotels to go to Kuala Lumpur for our next Trusted House Sitter sit. So we had to leave her house at 10 a.m. on October 16th. So Paul looked it up and all the flights from Belgium got cancelled on October 14th, 2025 because of a strike. Of course, exactly the one day Carol booked her flight home to Thailand. Not a day earlier, not a day later was the strike, only on that day. Paul keeps telling me for a long time now that a financial reset will be coming because all of the central banks have devalued their currency because all of Europe, Asia, and the Americas have printed too much money for their corrupt governments. So, and we, at that time, we thought, oh, that strike in Belgium is just the beginning. So yeah, keep in mind, I wrote all that down in October 2025. Anyway, so Carol got the flight a day earlier. So she arrived on October 15th, 2025, around 11 a.m. at her house in Khanom, Thailand. Oh, Yadong, her dog, was so overjoyed when he saw her coming. So super cute, so heartwarming. I loved seeing that.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and I mean, it's smelly, yeah?
So her house is small. It's a typical Thai house. So there was one room with one bed inside. And then there was a table where we had our laptops. That was by the entrance. And then in the back, like, I don't know, at the end of the hallway or however you want to call it, there was the kitchen. Perfect for her alone. It worked very well for just Paul and me, but it's definitely too small for 3 people. But Carol is super awesome. She made clear that Paul and I can still have the bedroom and the bed for the last night. That was really super cool. It would have really sucked to pack up all our stuff and, well, we had to pack up anyways because we were leaving the day after, but I mean, just to go to a Airbnb or a hotel just for one night, that would have really sucked. And the Airbnbs and the hotels in Khanom, Thailand, they're actually not that cheap. Honestly, I only know about Airbnbs with a kitchen because we needed one at the very beginning, I think for 4 nights. Here is that a video where I talk about this. And so we just got the cheapest Airbnb with a kitchen. For 1 night, I wouldn't need a kitchen, but for those 4 nights, of course, I definitely needed a kitchen. And it was expensive. For Thailand, it was expensive. So Khanom, Thailand is not cheap for with Airbnb and hotels. No. So yeah, I pre-cooked everything for my move already the day before Carol came back. And I cleaned the kitchen and I packed up everything I already could pack up. And in the morning, Paul cleaned the bathroom and the floors before of her arrivals. So we could give back a cleaned house. So anyways, she came back and she was so fucking tired. I told her, hey, please take the room, the bed, lay down and sleep for a while. I mean, it's her house and it was in the middle of the day. Paul and I, we slept during the night. We didn't need it. And I don't fucking care if she wants to sleep on the sheets we were using for a week or whatever. And again, it's her house, please. So after Carol showered, she laid down on the bed and she passed out. And so Paul didn't want me to talk, to edit videos or watch a movie because it would have woken her up. And I really needed to talk to Paul about something to get off my chest that I actually already talked about, but I needed to talk more, and so I got pissed. Well, anyways, let me explain. So earlier, when Carol came home, we talked, and it turned out that we made some mistakes with Yadong the dog. Not really super bad ones. So, for example, one was, so we gave Yadong a shower, and it made his rash so much worse. Yadong, since he was born, he has a rash all the time, this really poor dog, and it was actually not that bad when we were there. But then we gave him a shower, and we made it so much worse. And there was a misunderstanding. She gave him a shower right before she left, and that was totally enough. But we, for some reason, heard, oh, we should give him a shower at some point during our stay. And well, it was just a stupid misunderstanding. But I felt heartbroken. I felt so bad because this poor dog already has to suffer so much, and then because of us, he had to suffer even more. I felt so bad, and I still feel super bad about it. And another mistake I made, really not bad at all, but I didn't mix up Yadong's food. That I should have, he gets like different kinds of food, and I should have mixed it up. So when she told me this, instead of just saying, oh, I'm sorry, I asked why. Because at that time, I just didn't see the difference. Why should it be mixed up? Why not? And she said, because it's yummy. And then I said, yeah, I don't know about dogs, but there are some people, they actually prefer it not to be mixed up, and some prefer it to be mixed up. I don't know. I'm like, so fucking stupid. So why did I say that? Why did I have that feeling to defend myself? I mean, what the fuck? I just forgot to mix it up. Just say I'm sorry. I don't have to try to defend myself or so. So I don't know why I did that. I don't know. And I just felt so bad about it. I felt so uncomfortable about it. So yes, I did talk to Paul about it, but very short. And I don't know, maybe it's my Asperger's, especially when I don't feel comfortable, when I feel bad of what I did or what I said or whatever, and that happens quite a lot. I have to talk about it to make me feel at least a little bit better, to maybe get over it a little bit. I have to talk about it. And not just once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And I need to repeat myself. Yes, I know it's fucking annoying. I hate it when people constantly repeat themselves. I do it all the fucking time because I have to. If I can't repeat myself, I almost explode. I have to. I can't. And Paul didn't let me talk to him at that point where I really had to talk about it. Yes, I just let my hair down. Okay, so by the way, back to the dog food. Then she actually also asked me, for the if I didn't mix it for the entire 6 weeks, and I said yes. What is actually not true. Later on, I remembered. Oh no, and I actually remembered why I didn't mix it up, because she showed me how to feed him, so I watched her, and I actually did mix it up at the beginning. Because then I was so fucking overjoyed that we were allowed to feed Yadong raw, fresh meat, like basically whatever. So and eggs, and I love it. Nang. I think he's so happy. Well, I would be too if I would get a bone. We feed the animals we take care of exactly what the owners tell us. And she told us, oh, he's a street dog, he eats everything, he eats Thai food. You can feed him from your plate, from your from the meat or whatever. And I'm a carnivore, so there's a shit ton of meat around me all the time. And so I was so happy I was able to feed him some chicken and raw pork or cooked pork and eggs. This is for Yadong. I'm so happy. Carol told us we can feed him also from our food, as I like meat and stuff. We always feed the dogs, the cats, the animals exactly how the owners tell us to. So a lot of owners say don't feed them anything from your food and stuff. Then I never do that. We are really serious about that. But she said, oh yeah, you can spoil him, and I'm so happy about that. I never, like, he's here right now, I don't give him just food when I'm eating. No. It gets put into his dish, and I will feed it over there, or even a snack or something, I'll give it over there. Usually I don't give pets snacks because that's Paul that's doing that. But this one is not just an in-between meal. This will actually be a part of his 1 a day full meal. And I remember, so I wanted to take pictures to show, yeah, look, this dog actually gets great food. I placed all his foods nicely next to each other. So on the pictures, you could actually see it. And then I think after the 2-3 times I've done that, afterwards I mixed it up and then I fed it to Yadong. I usually don't do that, everything nicely separated. I just did that to show you. So of course I gave him a little bit less here of his regular food because I added a half-boiled egg and some pork. So I know he's gonna enjoy that. But then it happened so often that I wanted to take a picture that I forgot to mix it up. And then I just kept feeding him the food not mixed up. And again, I mean, he ate all the food, of course, always the meat first, but it's not like something bad happened. I shouldn't feel so fucking bad about it that this happened. What I actually felt so much worse about it is how I reacted, you know, like having to defend myself. It's so fucking stupid. Anyways, here, by the way, is the video Trusted House Sitters in Khanom Thailand, the animals. Yes, there was not just Yadong the dog there was also one chicken. Knock. But yeah, so I felt really bad. I felt the need to talk to Paul. So anyways, I just left the house and went to the waterfall after Paul told me I'm not allowed to talk, I'm not allowed to do anything and stuff. And I didn't bring water, I didn't bring my phone. It was fucking hot. Yes, I was weak and I had problems with my dizziness. Yeah, but demons give me power, so I just walked and walked to the waterfall. I also walked across a bridge and followed the path up there. It was so beautiful. Perfect for the last day in Khanom, Thailand. It reminded me so much of the hikes I took with Norman, my regular dog I used to walk in Reno, Nevada. And at that time, I remember, oh my gosh, I so miss Norman. Oh, how I missed him. And I still do. Also right now, when I think about him, oh, I miss him. I did so many hikes with him. I could have taken Yadong with me, but I'm sure he wanted to be close to his owner. I mean, she just came back. So after a while, I went back to the house. I drank something, I laid on the floor to cool off, and then I took water and my phone with me and went back. Yeah, I just wanted to be by myself, sit down somewhere and write stuff down for videos, like this video. I usually, almost all the videos, I first write down on my phone and then I take pictures with this one here because I'm filming with my phone. So yeah, I know what I'm actually supposed to talk about because that happened. This year happened in October 2025. Now we have March 2026. So I don't remember everything. So yeah, I make notes. So luckily it wasn't crazy hot anymore, but the sweat was still dripping from my face. Oh yeah, I remember. Later on, Paul came over with the scooter to tell me, hey, Carol is awake now, you can come back, you can make noise or whatever. And I just didn't feel like going back yet. I still needed some time just for me, out in nature, me alone and writing down stuff. Yeah, I still didn't feel comfortable, and it's just like, why do we feel we have to make excuses for our behavior? Or we feel we have to defend ourselves, or we say stuff that's not even true. Yeah, like for example, earlier, Carol said, hey, why is the door open? And Paul said, oh, because many people are coming on the property, you know, landscaper and other people and stuff. That's not fucking true. We didn't close the door all the fucking time because of people coming over to the property. Hell no. The reason was because of spider, bugs, mosquitoes, all these critters. Hey, we were out in the jungle. They just can crawl into the front door, and we didn't want that. So the back door and all the windows had like nets in front of it, mosquito nets. So those were always open. Of course, it would have been nice to have a breeze through the house because it was really hot, but I'd rather be a little bit more hot than having a shit ton of critters and mosquitoes in the house. So that was the reason. But I'm sure Paul didn't lie on purpose. But it's like, why do we do that? He said something that's not true at all. Yeah, he fucking lied. It's so weird. And not just, I mean, I think all the people do that once in a while when they just, I don't know why are we doing that? So did my solo hike actually help? It was beautiful. It was nice. You know, the first time when I went out without phone, without water, I needed that. It felt good. It felt great. It was nice, but no, it didn't help. What helped much more later on when I was sitting down and actually writing stuff down. And yeah, so talking about it, writing about it, even those videos, it's kind of therapy for me, I think. So yeah, I remember when I was out there writing down stuff, I was really lightheaded and I was infested with bugs, and my ass hurt so much because I have a really bony ass. Even on just a plastic chair or a wooden chair, I can't just sit there without that my ass keeps hurting. I always need to cushion it up, and so like put something there. And yeah, so sitting on stone, oh my gosh, it hurt so much. But still, it felt great being out in nature alone and just right. Well, I got back eventually. I took a shower and ate something a little bit, and then I sat on the bed and watched a movie with my earphones. Later on, Carol and Paul went to town to get to eat something, and during that time I was working on editing videos on my computer. And then I packed up my laptop and went to bed. So for the first time during those 6 weeks we were in that house, we actually slept with the AC on because Carol needed the big fan because she was sleeping outside. Yeah, as mentioned, she was so super nice. She still is super nice. And she said we should have the bed. She was sleeping outside, but it was really hot. So she needed a fan, and then we would have gotten way too hot. So we needed the AC. I was so crazy exhausted. But it took me a long time to be able to fall asleep. Paul's leg was shaking all the time because he was cramping up or whatever, and it was shaking the bed, and that made it even worse for me. Oh, and I started spotting, so my period was about to start very, very soon. Fortunately, I didn't have any pain, I just felt it, and I felt like I was burning up, so yeah, hormones. But still, I was very happy and grateful. I know it could be so much worse with pains and uncomfortableness and all that. I know that it could have been so much worse. So I was grateful, I was happy, and eventually I did fall asleep. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay guilt-free.